Today, we're talking about MW3 multiplayer and what you can expect to see in the beta and the full gameplay. I'm just going to give you a complete breakdown pretty quickly of what it's going to be like, what I'm happy about, and what you should be happy about. So leave a like, subscribe, let's hop right into it. So starting off talking about the maps, there's going to be 16 of the OG maps from MW2 coming into the full game. And this is a good and bad thing because sure, there's only a couple new maps coming with the launch of the game, but they do come in the form of ground war maps, so it's not really something I'm looking forward to, but we'll see what happens. They did say that there's going to be 12 new 6v6 maps coming out throughout the year. 2 of those 12 maps are going to be some form of OG maps. They didn't really talk about which OG maps are coming back, but we're going to get 1 to 2 additional OG maps in that 12. So that's something cool to look forward to, and I'm honestly excited to play this map pool because it looks like it's going to be a really solid year of playing solid maps because, again, they were made a while ago, so we know they're good. And they did say with the OG maps, they have some slight changes, slight modern touches, but it's going to be that same map layout that we really all know with those Easter egg line sites, all the Easter eggs we love doing on the map, they'll all still be there. Now talking about guns and camos, this is a really crucial part because this game, MW3, is going to have the largest arsenal of guns we've seen in any Call of Duty ever, and this is due to all the MW2 operators, guns, camos, operator bundles, gun bundles. Those are all being carried over into MW3, so if you have the Tim the Tap Man, Nick Merck skin, you're getting them with you. They're coming with, which is a very good thing. But one thing that I was thinking of is what's going to happen to the mastery camos. Am I going to have to get all the MW2 guns and the MW3 guns gold? No. Actually, there's going to be a special MW3 mastery camo that they absolutely confirmed on stream, saying that there's going to be a mastery camo for those specific new MW3 guns. And they said there's going to be around 30 new guns for MW3. So that's a pretty big grind, but hey, I'm excited for it. And I'll also be streaming that grind live on YouTube, so make sure to drop a sub. Also, for the guns we saw a lot of new guns, a lot of old guns. We see just a ton of stuff going on, but we saw guns like the Renetti, we see the UMP, it looks like, we see the ACR. It's hard to really tell what's new, what's old, just because of gun names, but I'm sure there's some guns that I have absolutely no idea are in this game, but hopefully we'll get some really cool guns from the old games. I really hope the intervention's in here. That's all I hope for, man. I honestly don't know if it is. I hope it is. Give me the OG version. OG. Now, forgetting about the guns, the camos, we're going to move on to perks and classes because this is a pretty new system. Instead of perks, we're going to have gear, essentially. And gear comes in the form of boots, gloves, and vests. And this is a pretty cool system because I'll show you in 1 second. This right here is Dr. Lupo's screen, and he was on the boots selection. This is one of 3 of your perk options, essentially. So these boots, he has lightweight boots, climbing boots, stalker boots, tactical pads, and covert sneakers. And as you see on the top right, they have these little icons which refer to perks. So covert sneakers is obviously going to be dead silent, but basically you get to choose your gear and it changes the appearance of your character, which was what I was getting. So I think that happens. I'm not quite sure. Don't quote me on that, but it's a pretty cool system and I honestly like it. I didn't really get to see the gloves, but for the vests, it's a very crucial part because the vests are essentially the most important thing because they can come with perks attached to them. So there will be a couple different vests. I believe there's 4 different vests on beta. I don't know how many are on launch, but these vests essentially let you carry different stuff. So there's a vest where you can trade in a lethal and you can carry 2 tacticals, or trade in a tactical, carry 2 lethals. Basically, the vests can determine what you can carry in that game. So I think it's a pretty cool way of kind of determining your loadout. Again, I'm not too sure exactly how everything works. We don't know how it works to perfection because I don't know if I like the system still. I kind of want the OG perk system back, but again, I don't really know how it works out because it is very new. So we'll see how it actually plays out in the gameplay. But talking about perks and classes, kind of a side note I do want to put in there, map voting is back, so that's something that's really exciting for us to see. So now we'll actually be able to vote on the maps we do want to play and not have to play on these terrible maps and keep backing out. We'll all have a say in what map we play, and I think it'll make me play a little better in some maps. But overall, that's really all we learned for perks and classes. Again, it's a new system, don't really know how perfect it's going to be, but again, right here is just another example real quick. You see he has 3 perks. You can't really see it because the pause button, but he has 3 perks selected here, and he has an infantry vest, and it says it increases tag sprint duration and reduces refresh time. So it's definitely got a little bit of a twist, but I'm excited to see what happens. But basically, for the most important part of this video, we're going to talk about gameplay and movement because slide canceling, reload canceling, every type of canceling is back. So we're back to that good Warzone 1 feeling, which is finally a good thing. But that's not even the thing I'm most excited about. The thing I'm most excited about is the time to kill in this game, because the time to kill is 150 health points, right? You have 150 HP, but now we don't have modifiers on arms, legs, anything. Basically, it's headshot or body shot. That's it. So you're going to have a ton more rhythm, how the game feels, how the shots feel. That's all you really need. Headshots and body shots. So it's just going to feel so much more smooth. It's going to feel like you don't just die randomly, instantaneously. Sometimes you will, obviously, but it's just going to feel so much smoother just because it's going to be that much more consistent. Also, mantling is so much better in this game. It is so much quicker. You have more advantages in so many ways because you just climb up so much quicker. But right here is a quick example. He is going to climb onto the wall, and you'll see how quickly he hops up and hops down. He hopped up in a millisecond, and he hopped down in a millisecond. So that's just going to be so much more fluid. Mantling is finally going to be so good. They also have something new coming to the game called tac stance, and this is essentially an in-between between a hip firing and ADSing, and this is what it looks like on screen. You're kind of tilting your gun, and this is going to make it so if you carry those big guns like those LMGs, you have some form of short-range combat because you can turn it on its side, get that tac stance going, and it's going to be just a little bit smoother, and you can make it work in those close range encounters if you are playing a larger sized map. So again, tac stance is going to be different because it brings a couple new elements to the game, so I'm excited to see how it plays out. I don't exactly know if I'm going to like it, but I think it's going to lead to some really cool outplays, so I'm excited to see how it goes. But overall, I think that's a great addition to the game. But overall, for gameplay, for all of that, that's essentially it. If I did miss anything, leave a comment down below. Again, I'm going through this pretty quickly because I want to get this news out to you guys ASAP. But hinting at like kill streaks, the nuke is obviously going to be back at 30 kills. I think that's just something we can all expect. No one's dropped one yet, but I'm pretty certain we're going to get a nuke at 30. Come on, they would not give you a nuke. There was also leaked footage where I'm pretty sure they saw a nuke. It was like a weird airstrike thing and the map blew up, and I'm pretty sure the game ended. I'm not too sure on that, but it looked kind of chaotic. Also, a lot of the kill streaks from MW2 are essentially carried over, so I think it's going to be a gist of the same stuff. UAV, counter UAV, advanced UAV, VTOL. It's going to be a lot of the stuff we know and love from a lot of Call of Duty. So kill streaks, I would keep your expectations for anything new pretty low. There's some new like lethals and stuff. There might be some new kill streaks, not too sure, because we know the hunter killer drone is there in some sense from BO2. But again, it's a mix of a lot of different kill streaks, so I'm excited to see how those play out in the actual game. But now talking on ranked and a new game mode in Call of Duty. Ranked for multiplayer is essentially coming out in season 1.5. They said they don't really know exactly when it's going to come out, but it's going to be between season 1.5 and the end of it, so it's going to be like mid to late season 1. So I'm excited to see how that plays out because ranked multiplayer is fun to some extent. And then we have a brand new game mode in the form of Cutthroat, which I'll show you guys. Now, Cutthroat is a game mode carried over from the idea of gunfight. So this is essentially a 3v3v3 played on all 16 of the OG maps. And this you can carry your own classes in. So there's no set class like in gunfight, but you can bring in your own classes. And basically it's an elimination game. So you get one life. You can be revived in this. So right here, you'll see Dr. Lupo's in a fight and he goes down, and then he has 10 seconds for someone to get him back up. So I guess if you get sniped, you go behind cover, kind of like a Warzone resurrection in some sense, but that's pretty cool. So essentially it's a 3v3v3 elimination with your own classes, and then there is a flag that spawns after a certain time that you could capture to win that round. And it's going to be a cool game mode because it's going to be intense, it's going to be fast-paced, quick rounds, and it's going to be something exciting to do with your boys if you only have a small team. So I think Cutthroat's going to be a great game mode to play on all of the OG maps, and it could be some fun. Now for multiplayer, that's essentially all it is. Drop a comment if I did miss something because there is a lot to cover, but hopefully you guys did enjoy. Leave a like, subscribe, as I will be running some community nuke runs in Warzone on the YouTube. So drop a sub to watch the streams, and I'll see you next one.